As we approach the 2026 Absa Cape Epic, Africa's most untamed mountain bike race, a big topic that will be in the minds of riders this year will be nutrition. What do I put in my body? How can I get peak performance? Today, we're here at Ukhu in Rosebank, Johannesburg to speak to Dr. Craig Uria, a clinician who specializes in sports medicine and nutrition and injury recovery, who's riding this year with 5-time Cape Epic winner Christoph Sauser in the Masters category. To kind of find out what would he put in his body, what are cyclists or riders putting into their body at the Absa Cape Epic to perform to the best that they can be. Let's go speak to Craig and find out. We're here to talk about nutrition. You've competed at the Absa Cape Epic 11 times. You won the Masters category in 2021.
South Africans are highly competitive endurance-based sports. You know, we've got Comrades, we've got the Cape Epic, we've got all these like really big events, and it was really sparked through a couple of my patients to buy a mountain bike. Next thing I did Sani to see, and then I went down and did my first Cape Epic a year later. And it's been lining up for my 12th one this year.
When people think about Absa Cape Epic, even a layman like myself, I think it must be about body fitness. Why is nutrition so important on that journey, and specifically for Epic itself?
Yeah, so I think, you know, it's a great question. And Adam, the big thing is we're on the 21st or 2nd Cape Epic overall, so there's a lot of understanding that one needs to arrive fit. But it's all the small things in a lot of people's minds that kind of make or break the race. And nutrition and health and recovery and sleep, those sort of things are really big boxes to tick when approaching the Cape Epic. Now we've got 8 days where we have to get back on our bike and keep going. And that comes down to the nutrition in the sense that it becomes fuel. So it's fuel for the engine, it keeps us going.
Well, that's why we're here. You very kindly prepped the kitchen to please take us through and show us.
Right.
That'd be great. Apparently at Epic, rice comes by the barrel load. Tell me, why is this the sort of meal that performance athletes at Epic use? What's its value? Can you walk us through the different ingredients and why they matter?
Rice is one of the foods that it's my go-to because it's quite easy to eat. You can prep it in numerous ways. As you see it with some banana and there's honey in there and cinnamon and salt. And yeah, that's a sweet rice, which is quite, for me, quite delicious in taste. However, you know, I'll change it up. Stage 2, maybe tomorrow I might do an egg fried rice. So I might chop up this bit of protein or omelette and throw it in my rice and make it more savory. I'm looking at getting in between 150 to 200 grams of carbs. Now there's numerous ways to get that in. And my advice is to practice what you're going to eat prior to racing. So make sure that your gut can tolerate the load. If you are going to take it all in sort of solid food form, but you don't have to. We can use smoothies, we can use juices. That's a nice way to also get the carbs in, you know, in a liquid form. One thing you've got to remember is that when we're exercising, our bodies are prioritizing blood to the working limbs and the cardiovascular system and all these areas. So it hampers digestion. So that's something that's trainable, and we've got to make sure we upregulate.
100%. So they're moving from, I'd say, a specialist meal to more, these are protein pancakes, if that's correct. They do not look like protein pancakes to me. They look delicious. I just want to grab some syrup and pour it all over for a more generalized athlete, your runner, your CrossFitter, your cyclist.
Absolutely.
What about this meal is kind of ticking the right boxes from a nutritional point of view to give them what they need to perform at the level they'd like to?
My partner, Dave Higgs, I mean, he's a magician in the kitchen. And what we did around some of these meals is just make sure that we tick the boxes as far as the macros go. So going back to this dish here, it's quite a nice meal because you've got whole food and you're getting your protein out of the eggs. We've got some flour, we've got a bit of fruit, so we got the micronutrients, berries, the antioxidants, a little bit of yogurt that we use, so we'll get some fat out of there, but also nice probiotic and also things like calcium through the dairy element in the yogurt. So actually quite a nice balanced dish.
Before we move on to the third and final dish, the banana on both. Is that a coincidence? What function does the banana serve?
Banana does have great elements. It is also quite lean on the gut as far as you go. It's not too high in fiber, so that's why it's my choice as far as a pre-ride or pre-run meal or snack, or even during exercise. Banana does have potassium, so it's got some nice minerals in it that we can tap into and use.
To me, it just looks like an awesome omelette, an outstanding omelette that I want to eat, very basic and simple. What function does this serve within, I'd say, your exercise regime?
Yeah, nice clean meal there. We're ticking the boxes again. We've got a nice variety of, again, those micronutrients. So some spinach, the tomatoes, a bit of avo, not too much avo. And it's a nice balance. And protein is basically your building blocks to any kind of tissue in the body. We also don't want to be in a calorie deficit, because when we're in a calorie deficit during an injury, the body's now, it's not getting enough fuel or building blocks to actually heal itself.
Craig, I just want to say thank you so much for your time, also to walking through us. It's also allowing us time in your space to kind of learn more about the power of nutrition and the value it holds for a rider's journey at the Cape Epic. And to yourself, thank you so much for watching. The Absa Cape Epic is taking place from March 15 to March 22. Craig will be competing with Christoph Salzer in the Masters section. It's a race that changes lives, so if you're into cycling, into riding, please check it out. And also nutrition in your exercise, hopefully you take the lessons on board. And if you're in the Cape, come down and come see how Craig and the guys do.